Hi everybody. So today I'm going to do a review of the New Illustrated Bible of Jerusalem. So it just comes in a shrink wrap, and then it had this sticker on it, so I just peeled the sticker off. So it says, "For the first time in history, the Holy Bible has been illustrated with old photographs of the Holy Land dating back as far as 150 years ago." So I think that is pretty neat. And on here it talks about how there's going to be 436 pictures of holy places taken between the middle 19th and early 20th centuries. So I think that is really fascinating right there. So we've got all of our features on here. Some of them are going to be that it's the NASB. We've got an Old Testament genealogy table, maps, a decorative hardcover leather text binding. It is printed on high opacity cream colored paper, which greatly reduces bleed through. And then we've got the trim size there, which that's just going to be the paper size. There is the ISBN number, and I will put a link in the description box. So this one here measures out at 9 3/4 inches tall by 7 inches wide, and it is 2 3/4 inches thick. So we've got yellow head and tail bands, 2 ribbons, plain white page edges, and so this is the leather text overboard, so it's like an imitation leather, but you can see the design on that. So it's actually really neat how it's got Holy Bible, then it's got the Holy Land on the front of that. So I think that is really neat, the way that they've done that. The spine is also really decorative. Got Holy Bible, the New Illustrated Bible of Jerusalem. This is the updated NASB, so it's going to be the 1995 version of the text. So the back side's going to have the same outer design, but nothing in the center. But pretty beefy Bible, definitely not a take with you everywhere you go Bible. So we're going to have just a paper paste down liner. We'll get into our title pages. So it's got this nice cream colored paper in it. It's a very nice paper. We're going to have an introduction to this particular Bible. Starts out talking about how the Bible has been translated into more than 1,800 languages. So that is really neat. We've got a note to the readers, a special thanks. We've got all of the foreword and the preface to the NASB from the Lockman Foundation, explanation of the format, all the abbreviations and special markings. Then we get into the list of all the books of the Bible, and then a list of all the photographic illustrations. So there again, there's going to be 436, so it's going to tell us the picture number, the biblical reference, the title of the photo, and then what page number it's on. So it's pretty neat the way that they've done it, because on sections where they're talking about here, there's a picture outside of St. Catherine's Monastery of a burning bush. And so then it coincides with Exodus 3, 1 through 6, when they're talking about the burning bush. So I like that the photographs in it, that they reference the scripture and have them in those sections. So I think that was pretty nice the way that they did that. So there's going to be several pages of all of the photographs. We're going to get into the Old Testament. So we're going to have a double column format with the center column references. So this is basically going to be like the same layout as a large print ultra thin, which I don't have one to show and compare. But the paper in this one, because of the opacity of it, you really get absolutely no ghosting when you look at it. I mean, the paper is fantastic. The center column references with that gray on there, that makes it very easy to read. We've got the verse by verse format, and for those of you who aren't familiar with the NASB, anytime that you see a verse number that is in bold on there, that's going to be where a new paragraph would start if this was in a paragraph format. But I love that it's verse by verse. It's really nice that this paper is so good and that you don't get any of the ghosting at all. The font on this is a 10-point font, so very readable. If you wanted to take some notes in it, you do have some space in the margins that you could take some notes in it. And I'm pretty sure with this type of paper that it would probably hold up to note taking, just because it is a really nice paper. So we're going to flip through and see some of the photographs in this one. They're all going to be black and white. Some of them will have the dates on them, like we've got this one, Traveling Through Galilee, dated 1894. And then some of them don't have any dates on them, but they're really neat. So we've got Bethlehem. This one was taken in 1898 with Rachel's tomb. So again, this one's going to have 436 photographs in it, which is just a ton. So it made it kind of hard to decide kind of what to show. So that one is crossing the Jordan River in 1890. So kind of neat that some of them do have the years on them. We've got Nablus there, 1875. That makes me think of that Nablus soap. I don't know if you've seen or heard of that, but this one here is in Jerusalem, so this would be a photograph of the Garden of Gethsemane. So I think that is really neat. I think it would be fascinating to go to these places. We've got another shot from the 1870s of Rachel's tomb. But pretty unique Bible, really different to have an NASB with the photographs in it. So this one we've got Jerusalem, we've got the city wall seen from the Mount of Olives, and then we've got the Mount of Olives with the Garden of Gethsemane. So that's pretty neat. We've got Jerusalem. This is the southern walls. This is our first of two ribbons. Now the ribbons in here, they're thin, but they're like a braided material, so they're kind of a different ribbon for a Bible. I'm not sure that I would have used this just because it's thin and they don't want to stay flat. Plus, with almost no use, they're already starting to fray. So, but they do give us two ribbons, kind of an off-white and a gray color. Just a little bit different on that style. I haven't seen a Bible use that type of ribbon in it as of yet. We're gonna have this picture here is pretty neat here, bringing in goods, because we've got the boat in the background and then the camel. That's just a pretty neat picture. But reading from this one, it's just a nice one to sit at your table and read from, or this would be a great one to have like on your coffee table. And if you want to just do some reading, or if you want to flip through and look at all the different photographs. So this one is the Basilica of the Holy Sepulchre. That's from 1875. Then we've got Jerusalem, the Jaffa Gate. Two different shots of that. In 1895 was when that one was taken. I think this one is really, really neat because I think we kind of forget that it does snow there. So that one is snow in the Holy Land, but really a neat picture. I live in a state where we get lots of snow, so I thought that was kind of neat. We've got Jerusalem, the Damascus Gate. Got some more pictures of the Mount of Olives. This bottom one was taken in 1898. So it's just fascinating that you can still go and see all of these biblical places. These pages here have 4 different photographs on it. So there's just a ton of different pictures in this. When there's a shot that there's a lot of dark colors on there, and not colors, but dark shades because it's just black and white. But when there's something like that where it could be distracting with the text on the other side of the page, they have a page that's just like that on there. That way you wouldn't see that and it wouldn't interrupt the text at all. So that's another one, Street in Snow. So some of the pictures that have got a lot of black in it, they've got that page on the back side, so I think it was a wise choice on their part to do that. So here we've got 2 different shots of Jacob's Well. This one here on the bottom was taken in 1893. It's pretty neat. Got Tomb of Lazarus in Bethany. That's pretty neat. This is in Jaffa. So this is a view from the house of Simon the Tanner. That one was taken in 1900. Just a neat Bible to read from, and you don't get any distractions at all when you're reading this. Nice clear print, no ghosting, so that's really nice. So at the end of Revelation, we've got Jerusalem, so we've got Herod's Gate. And then we get into the Concordance. So the Concordance is going to be a 3-column format. Still really readable. It is a smaller font in the Concordance. And it's going to be 66 pages, so decent size. Then we're going to get into the Old Testament genealogy tables. And I've never seen this in any Bible before, so I'm going to get you a closer shot of that so you could pause and look at that if you wanted to. Just kind of unique. I don't know if any other Bible has this in it. I don't think I've seen it myself. Then we're going to have 10 maps. So nothing in this one is going to be full color. It's just going to be black and white. But we've got 10 maps. They are nice and clear, easy to read. There's like none of the print on this is hard on the eyes at all. Even these that have smaller print on them, they're still really clear. Then we get to the back page and it's got the collaborators. And then we just get to the very back of the Bible. So not a ton of like any really like study aids or anything, just more the center column references. But this one is more about the photographs that are in it. So if you're a fan of the NASB and you want a unique Bible to have in your library, this would be one that would definitely fit that bill. It's actually really nice. The cover on this one is pretty cool. It is a massive Bible though. Again, it's almost 3 inches thick. It's 2 3/4. So again, this one is the New Illustrated Bible of Jerusalem. There's the ISBN number. I will put a link in the description box. And again, this one is the New American Standard, but pretty unique Bible, and if you are a fan of the NASB, you may want to look into this one. All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.